be here now is one of the wisest injunctions that we can contemplate, and because it is the condition for us to be able to know ourselves, know thyself, and that is the prime mandate of existence. And as R.J. Spina would add, know thyself and all thy infinite possibilities. So what is it about now that is so tricky for us to integrate? Because it seems that we spend so much time running after this evanescent, ineffable, undefinable state of being, which we call now, and which we intuit, which we feel, which we suspect, which we hope is the answer to our prayers. Now, our prayers, that's another subject. The fundamental prayer is to love, is the fundamental, essential, quintessential, unique, all-encompassing, profound, most deep desire. The true desire in our hearts, in our souls, is to love, to be in a state of loving, whatever it is. And the mind gets carried away. It's way downstream, the ordinary mind, the discursive mind, the what's the term? The dual mind, which is a useful tool. It's just gotten hijacked. It's kind of hijacked itself, because the magic of our existence is that we fill everything with our attention and our consciousness. And so sometimes our creations go rogue, and this is what shows up as well as what we call evil in this world, are creations that have gone so rogue that they're completely, or almost completely, because how can it be complete in an infinite universe, divorced from the point of origin, from their true natures. So bringing the mind back to the understanding, the mental understanding, which will help to pacify it and to allay its continual search for the answer, is that the answer actually lies beyond the mind in all directions. In other words, the answer encompasses the mind. And the answer is our consciousness. And our consciousness is the same as now. It's in the now. It's right here now. And so the answer to our prayer to love is to feel that love now, right here, right now. And this is simply a position of surrender. Surrender to the grace and to the bliss and to, yes, the joy, the blessing of our love, of our loving. What are we loving? Well, we may choose directions for that love to be experienced and directed. And those directions are often towards what we call the outside world, which is actually within our consciousness. When we remember the prime directive, which is to be here now, because that is the condition for you to know yourself, for the I am to realize, to be here. The I am is here. So basically, this love is going to be primarily, first of all, fundamentally felt for this state of consciousness, for this for this consciousness itself, which extends, of course, to the little self, which is the vehicle of the body and the ego, which can be a very misbehaved entity indeed, depending on how much attention and what kind of attention we allow it to run away with. The fundamental function of the ego is to serve the higher mind, is to be a devotee, to be a humble a humble receiver of this sacred consciousness flowing through the vehicle, and to be turned towards this sacred origin point, of which it is an expression and an artifact. So what happens, or what happened, is somewhere down the line, this function and this transmission of consciousness and attention in this creation, this artifact, got carried away and went rogue to a certain degree, and has imprisoned itself in a myriad of false perspectives, which is why the Buddhists talk about the importance of correct view. So coming back to the clarity of the perspective is inseparable from the present moment. And the present moment isn't a snapshot of external circumstances and internal states. The present moment is an ongoing, ever-deepening expansion of consciousness, which engulfs and envelops and pervades and perfuses and embodies everything. Not just what is seen on the outside, because what is seen on the outside, the stuff here we call matter, is a slew of 1%. What is there? We don't perceive the vast majority of what is, and not with the physical senses, but within our consciousness, within, when we retreat from the senses and come within to the present moment, then the other senses, the sentience, the awareness of this unmeasurable consciousness that animates us, come online, and we can tune into and retune ourselves to the totality. And it behooves us to do this in order to know ourselves, in order to be here now, and in order to rediscover the magic, the miracle, the mystery of the state of love, and then to pulse that, to breathe that, to allow that to come fully into the body, all the way down to the soles of the feet, to the fingertips. And then the body is going to feel safe. It's going to feel safe regardless of the circumstances, and this sense of physical safety is what allows for the lower functions of our material nature to now rest within the hands, upon the breast, within the arms of the infinite, which is animating this precious physical body. And now the transmission between the two, between the higher mind and the lower mind, between the soul and the ego, whatever terms you want to give it, is going to be much much more clear. And of course, it's a mystery. I'm not claiming to be like the complete. I'm just sharing my own experience and perspective because it's so beautiful. It's so freaking beautiful, and it brings joy, and it brings peace, and it brings love to my life. And my life is like a drop in the ocean of the big life, right? And this is what we're here to do in the world, is to bring that joy, to bring that peace, to bring that love and wisdom to the world, and see what can we do, what is possible. Is the sky the limit? That's a pretty darn tootin' freaking cool limit, because it is. The sky is the limit. So I got really inspired to beam in with this today as pearl of encouragement. I have to do something with it. I can't just sit with it here by myself. So thankfully, gratefully, we have this channel and other vectors as well. I also have a Substack where I write stuff, and anyway, there's a lot more that you can. If you're still here, it's because you know it. So feel free to reach out. And please, like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, a question. And thank you so much for your amazing attention. Talk to you soon.